Okay, we're back for installment number 3 of how to be a timekeeper, a scorekeeper, and an official. And we're here, we've got our competitors have all lined up. Their cards have been taken from them. The scorekeeper has them all written down on his sheet. The judges are ready to go. Spectators, are you ready to go? Yeah. Good, all the spectators are ready. And competitors, are you all ready to go? Yes. All right, good. All right, so now here, this is where Mr. Anderson, the center referee, has the judges stand. They all bow to the competitors at the same time.
Wow.
Good. And this is where Mr. Anderson calls up competitor number 1. He'll say, competitor number 1, please. And then the other competitors will go right over here to the side. They'll sit and wait their turn right over here on the edge.
Okay. Competitor number 1 is Aaron Mita.
Right, and he may not know that. The center referee may not know that, but the scorekeeper over here will call out competitor number 1, and he'll say,
Aaron Mita, competitor number 1.
That way we'll know that when the judges bring him back up in order, that the scores that the scorekeeper is putting down are in the same order that they appear. All right? So now all the competitors that are not first up will come over here and sit down, and Sophie will be first, and then the judges simply go back and sit down in their chairs.
Aaron will be first.
I'm sorry, Aaron will be first. I said that backwards. All right, because Sophie is last. Okay, so everybody just comes over here and sits down. Okay. Judges will be sitting down, and then competitor number 1 will begin. Now, the competitor will come up and he will say his name to the judges. He will tell them the name of his form, and then he'll normally ask their permission to begin. So, Aaron, you can go on up and bow yourself into the judges.
Judges, my name is Aaron, and my form is the humility form. With your permission, may I begin?
Yes, you may.
And the center referee will normally nod his head, which indicates he gives him permission to begin. You notice everybody's very quiet and respectful while the competitor does that. And then he bows to the judges. He turns to his left like this. The next competitor comes up. That next competitor is going to be Tara. Tara stands on the edge of the ring. They bow to each other. Tara then comes in and she does the same thing that Aaron just did. Now in this case today, guys, they're doing the same form, but you won't likely see the same form over and over in your division at the tournament. Okay, now Tara, you come up and introduce yourself to the judges.
Judges, my name is Tara. I'm representing the colored party. My form is the humility form. With your permission, may I begin?
And then Mr. Anderson nods and says it's okay. So now Tara will go through her form. And the judges are watching for balance and coordination and focus and determination and memorization, good stances, good kicks, good punches, power, good form, all those things. So this is called the forms competition. So what the judges are looking for is good form. Excellent. All right, now she has finished her form, so she bowed to the judges. Then she turns to her left, and the next competitor, who is Bird Smith, he'll be standing at the edge of the ring, and he'll bow to her. She'll bow out, and then Bird will come in. Bird will introduce himself to the judges.
Judges, my name is Bird Smith. My form is the humility form. With your permission, may I begin?
All right, and they gave him permission to begin, so he'll move back, and he'll start his form. He's going to do the humility form, the same one that she did. And the judges will have noticed that Bird's using a little more power than the lower belts were using. And if they did happen to be in the same division, they'd be giving him a higher mark for this kind of thing. Then he stands up to ready position. He comes back to attention and he bows. And then he turns to his left and faces the last competitor, who is Sophie Chan. They bow to each other. Good. Sophie comes into the ring. So that's the formality of going from one competitor to the next. And Sophie comes up. She introduces herself to the judges. If she's wise, she'll use that $1 million smile of hers and say,
Judges, my name is Sophia Chin. I represent Joe Curly Karate. I am doing the leadership form. With your permission, may I begin?
but she's doing the leadership form, and there's no real format that the forms have to follow, so her form's going to be longer than the other ones. Good. Now Sophie has finished her form. Now all four of the competitors have finished their forms, so we're now going to go in our next video to the judges to see how the judges compile their scores. So the scorekeepers are standing by, the competitors are standing by, and the spectators are standing by, and the judges are now, without talking to each other, going to figure out in what order they think these guys should place, and we'll come back and look over their shoulders in just a second.